All right, we're go. We are go. We are go.
Okay. So, Arlen, last time you were talking to your ancestor before we got interrupted, and she had just kind of insulted you, but wasn't so much of an insult as it was more so just how she perceives these current things. As the two of you are starting a bit of a difficult conversation about who's technically in charge of a house at the moment. Family politics, the best kind of politics.
Of course. Of course.
And this is happening in one of the offshot trophy rooms. Well, halls, more to say. And, well, it's feasible that a Elba is somewhere nearby able to listen in or take part if she wishes.
I will happily take part.
Alright.
Would you like to join in before or after Arlen's refute?
I'll join after.
Okay. Because if I remember,
She'll come in later to bring tea.
okay. Because if I remember correctly, from what she said last time, Arlen will say, "I may be young, but I have had a taste of battle and of war." He says that a bit like, not sternly, but colder than what the positivity is usually in the room.
Okay.
Before it does return, and he says, "I've scoured texts, I've asked questions, I know our house used to be filled with great warriors, with great conquests, great deeds." He kind of got waves around the room. And I've tried to continue that. I've tried and trained and fought and so much more. And I want to restore our house to some inkling of that, but that will not survive in the world as it is now.
Did you cut out, buddy?
Sorry, no. Mom walked in on a business call, so it was just like waved at me, and then I couldn't say anything because it's a business call. He will, after like kind of that, he will say, um, so I have an inkling of understanding of what we should be, but all things have to change and adapt with the times. I'm not saying I want us all to be waving around olive branches. But I do want things to be a bit more peaceful. And peace can only be achieved with people that work at it, that keep it. And I think our house could be that. That one defining force.
He's quiet for a moment. It's during this moment where you, Elba, could slip on in. Oh, I said it's at this moment, Elba, you could slip in.
Oh, sorry, I couldn't hear the mic. So yeah, Ella then comes in.
So
Oh no, she says, hello, I brought tea.
Hello.
Arlen gives a smile and says, this is Alba.
Pleasure.
You did acquaint us shortly. All of those things transpired. Hello again.
Sits down with tea and says, I know everything that's happened. Are you tired at all? Do you need anything else?
She shakes her head and says, No, I do not. Thank you, though. At the moment, Arlen and Amelia are sitting kind of on a stone bench inside the trophy hall. There's a lot of mostly skulls and whatnot that seem to be better preserved. There was like a handful of weapons that have long since, eroded away due to natural forces.
Albert sits down with them and goes, Is everything okay?
So far. Thanks for the tea.
Hmm.
We were just talking about, the future of the house, essentially.
Right, since you're technically the head of the house.
Yes, she says.
So what's going to happen?
That's what we are discussing at the moment.
And what is it that you want?
Well, by right, I am supposed to be the one in charge. But I do admit that this is a different time and much has changed.
Hmm.
And when she says that, she does kind of look at you, Elba, because you get a bit of a sense that she kind of disapproves of the entire being adopted into a family sort of thing.
Kind of pauses mid-sip and kind of looks between her and Arlen and says, well, I suppose a lot did happen and Arlen was assumed to be the last member of the Sparta family. But even with his claim to that, there's still many who's fighting over everything that the Sparta owns.
And with that information, she kind of looks at you, Ireland, and then says, What have you done to deal with them?
Oh, boy. So far,
So the boomer memes begin.
the boomer memes begin.
Back in my day.
She said this one thing down and goes, oh man, then it looks like we're gonna band together and fend them off. I didn't expect her to go, what the hell, what have you been doing about it, man? Like, oh, okay.
Some of the smaller houses had claims to a lot of the land. We made some deals here and there. We were able to hold on to some and to give up some other places, but at the cost of a favor, we were able to hold on to most of it. The Heartstones were the worst of it so far. They had claim to all of it. And actually, as days went on, I'm starting to think the king just wanted to play around more than actually perform a duty. But either way, we were able to talk them out of controlling everything and forcibly marrying me off.
As you say, the king, she's she kind of, pauses and about to say something, but she catches herself. It seems that she did not expect to be told that you're a vassal of someone.
Is that easily catchable?
And she then slowly says, would appear that a lot has changed indeed. If the Heartstones that you mentioned were saying that I knew of, much has changed indeed.
Yes. I've scraped together what I could from literally nothing. But we are a far cry from the old days.
She nods her head and says, I can't just give up being the matriarch of the house. I, after all, am a queen. Pathetic. I'm a queen of rubble. She takes a deep breath because she's a bit prideful. Both of you can get that. And so you can both get that. This next part's going to be a little bit hard for her to say, but she manages to get it out. But I couldn't expect to force you to do things on my terms alone. After all, I am millennia out of date with the times and the places.
I'm sorry. Put that in layman's terms for me. I feel like I just died. My brain just died hearing
Oh,
it. I don't know what happened. Sorry, I just like brain dead. So
all right. So she just said that it wouldn't be befitting for her to give up her, place as matriarch, but she also can't see herself just telling you two what to do because she is so far out of date. She has no idea what's going on. It would she's kind of implying that it wouldn't be right.
right.
At the very least, there's something that you do have better control of than we could ever can, which kind of gestures to the everywhere around them here.
She nods lightly and says, I think as a means to remain cordial, I will stay in the deep woods, as I believe you're calling it. Try to pair what's been lost and broken. I will rule this place and let you do what you've been doing before I came here. I'll offer you my services to help mentor you properly in our ways. She looks to you, Elba, and she pushes down that pride and says, "You as well."
So you cut out.
Well,
So she pushed down her pride again, and then she said, "You as well."
She sparkles.
She visibly looks sickened as you sparkle. Did you accidentally cast Mummy Plague? Who knows?
Alba smiles and says, well, for what it's worth, welcome back to House of Sparta.
Thank you. She looks to you again, Arlen, and then says, I can only assume that you're going to want to rebuild some of the ruins and lost cities here.
I would love to.
It's going to be quite difficult considering the state of many of them. Worse off the fact that a few of them seem to have been completely destroyed.
Well,
Wall of stone, here I go. One wall at a time. Wall of stone, here I go.
all we need are the foundations.
And to spawn in a million people.
And renown and space and
Let me just spend all my renown to get thousands of people to just magically appear.
I would love to. That's what I'm gonna do right after this. How did you know, Chance?
And she nods a bit and then says, "Well, come with me." She stands up. And she starts walking off. Like, thankfully, she doesn't have that big, huge halberd with her at the moment. So there's not a constant tap, tap, tap. But like Arla and Elba, you can hear the chink, clink, clink of her plates every time they shift and move. She is nothing akin to what you think a proper lady should be, considering the fact that she's been wearing armor the entire time. You've known her.
Alba just is trying to accept this.
It's okay. We need to get past our racism together.
But ladies of the houses are meant to wear dresses, she thinks to herself.
So do the two of you follow Amelia?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright, so... My god, Dami. So the two of you follow her, and... Well, it takes a bit, like, due to the rubble, some collapsed passages, and other sorted things in this palace. It's not a very direct route, but before long you seem to get to a different hall. This one seemed to have been maybe a spot that carried the house's history at one point. You can still make out some ruined tapestries here and there, but most of the things inside this room have clearly been destroyed. But she doesn't seem to linger here too long. She seems to be going specifically towards an unassuming wall under some rubble in front of her. She kicks a bit of a rubble to the side, and then she presses in stone. As the stone is pressed in, hear ancient gears turning. There's a bit of a loud screech that rings throughout the palace, as these gears must not have moved for, well, ever since events that took place here. And the wall lowers a bit, revealing a cubbyhole of sorts. She pulls out a smallish chest. It's still, decent size, easily 3 feet long, 2 feet wide, 2 feet tall, decent sized. She takes it out, and she takes a key from off her and opens it. And as she opens it, there's a small hiss of air. It seems that whatever is inside of it is perfectly preserved. And after all this time, and Elba, you can detect the faint signs of preservation magic cast upon this chest.
Ooh.
And inside are some documents, a few books, and a few other, pieces of jewelry. This seems like the priceless family heirlooms inside this chest. An ancient crown, things like that. She takes out one of the books and closes the case, and she doesn't bother to lock it though. And she then holds out the book to the two of you and says, "This is the Espada book from all the way back when our house had a different name. Back when we served rather than ruled. I don't need to tell you to be careful with it. It's worth more than any mountain of jewels and anything. It's a complete history of every single member of a house, ending with me." She takes another deep breath and says, "As members of House Espada, flip to the end and fill out your own pages, your accomplishments, your deeds. If you need more room to arise when you eventually must add more information, the book will produce more pages. Do not break content." She hands the book off to either of you, either one of you can grab it. She doesn't seem to be choosing to grab it.
Alba takes it.
Uh-oh.
Like
Never grab
she
what she is.
I have to be.
You have it. And she then takes out a little ring and then says, "When you finish your passage at the top, dip the ring in some wax. Put some hot wax on the page and seal it with this envelope." Puts it in your hand, Elva. And you can get the hint that this is a artifact. This isn't just a emblem ring like the one that Arlen has for his official documents. You can feel magic coursing through it.
Alba nods.
I'll leave you two to it if you wish to be tutored in things. Just fine. She close up the chest, lock it up, put it away. And as you do so, you try to ask her stuff, because you do get this feeling that she's going to try to leave after she does that.
I can't think of anything pressing.
All right.
Yeah, no, nothing on my end. I mean, I don't know. I can probably ask later if she wants to go out to go investigate some Imperial stuff.
All right. But yeah, so end it there, Ben. It's kind of quick, but meh. I'm sorry. And yeah, so now you have your little book where you can put in your deeds as well and give it back to her so she can put it away.
Thank you.
Cool.
Well, I'm gonna head off for now and start winding down. But I'll catch you guys later.
All right, talk to you later, Red.